uh, success has enemies. Project management or successful project management has enemies. What are the enemies of success in project management? Challenges in front of us.
Well, I think everybody, you're still looking for, as far as challenges, for a successful project management, whoever can get that owner into his building quicker is going to be more successful.
So
time constraints. When you think about it, the building, that owner has decided he wants a building, and he's gone to the bank to finance that building. And whether it be agricultural production or retail sales, the faster he can get his doors open and have people walking in to buy that product, whether it be burgers at McDonald's or lawnmowers at your hardware store, the shorter that time frame, the faster he can start paying off his loan, the faster he can get to profitability on his business, and the more likely is he to continue. So for project management, you want to make sure you can get that done quickly. You want to make sure that you can everybody's always looking for fewer materials, less material cost, especially as labor is getting harder and harder to find. You may have to pay a little more for labor just to get somebody to to say, I don't really want to work outside, I'd rather work in the office. So how are you going to get those folks attracted back to the outside? Yeah. And in our case, we start looking for manufacturing steps that are going to reduce the amount of time labor-wise. We're going to take a connection where it used to be you just simply you'd pound a nail straight through. Mm-hmm. Well, we're gonna countersink a hole. We're going to cut a notch here on the bottom, mm-hmm. and we're going to cut this exactly to the length they need. And so then they don't have to worry about, where do I put this board? It fits right on top of the roof truss, and the screw is already countersunk, so they can just drive that down in. Screws a little faster than pounding with the nail, mm-hmm. and so now they've got a faster erection. And so from a manufacturing standpoint, from a design standpoint, as you find, it's not really as very much of a big deal to do that. But when you look at it on a long building where you're doing that time and time and time again, you start to find that.
Yeah. Do you come across mechanics liens in your work at all?
Well, the builders will.
Not
usually. No, not us. From the direct side, where we have construction crews, you'll have some liens or the bank sometimes will initiate that, just to make sure that the material was built for, that they loaned the money for a building and that there is actually a building ending up on that site. And so
Well, what is a mechanics lien, just in simple terms?
Well, basically it's along the lines of if I'm not going to end up with what I want, I've paid some money. I'm going to get some compensation for that, or you're not going to be able to, if you default on a loan, or if you default on something, I'm going to be in line to have some compensation for that.
Very good. Well, there are lots of things to cover, but let me ask you to give us a final word for our students who are going to graduate very soon. If you want to give them a word, what would you say to them?
Well, I would say you're going to be looking for, we talked about communication, we talked about the organization, we talked about being able to think things through not only for what's going on today, but for what's going on next week and the following week. The ability to start to learn about the product that you're working with, to know that an overhead door is going to require some clearance, so that if the building was designed for a certain height, if it's a 10-foot door going in a 10-foot building, well, you don't have any room for the door track. And as the project manager, you're the one that gets to see all the parts and pieces. The building designer may not have known there was an overhead door. The overhead doors may have changed sizes. Suddenly, you're the one out there that sees things do or don't fit. If you know where the pieces start and stop, the foundation design engineer will design from the soil, the concrete, up to the sill plate. And then the building designer will design the building down to the sill plate. Now, who's going to do the sill plate? Is it the building designer is going to supply that, or the foundation designer is going to supply that? So as project manager, where are those gaps that need to be filled, that need to be checked? The whole secret to successful project management is never have the first problem. It always seems to me when the first problem hits early in the project, you're always playing catch up, and you're just going to find more and more projects, and overtime starts going up. And the owner gets mad, and he starts getting more particular about things. But if you've never had that first problem, then it just keeps on going right on nice and smooth.
Very good. Well, I thank you very much for this talk, and appreciate coming here.
Okay.
Ken Ramsey, Lister Buildings, Charleston, Illinois. Thanks.
Thank you. Yep.